This is the I Am series with Christine Hart Savage. The I Am Portal. The I Am Portal. What is it? Did you know that you live within a portal? Everybody is born within this tube or portal, and most of us are completely unaware of it. We haven't been told about this extraordinary and magical part of ourselves. It's the greatest secret. It's your birthright to know. As a young girl, I asked a lot of questions of my parents. Questions like, who was I before I was born? Where do I go after I die? What's beyond this world? Nothing made sense, and there seemed to be something missing. There certainly was something missing from the answers and the knowledge that we had at the time. Our society is not being taught about this side of our nature. However, many people have come across this portal by total accident, as I did many years ago. I had absolutely no idea what was happening to me at the time, and I was none the wiser after the experiences either. All I knew was that they had a profound effect on me. So the endless search for answers had begun. I was hungry to know. It's quite ironic, really, because at different times in our lives, most of us walk around with a sense of utter emptiness inside and a feeling of meaninglessness and a lack of purpose. There's a futility permeating our lives and a sense of longing and desperation that often accompanies our inner struggle. We try to understand what it's all about. What is it all about? And we put on our brave face and we just try and get on with life. We have our ups and we have our downs. And we end up being pulled into society's reigning laws of the time, the do's and don'ts, the rights and wrongs of our individual and immediate cultures. Life can seem bleak and just plain hard work, something to be endured. It could be so different if we only knew the truth. We're looking the wrong way. There is something else to life. And this something is really something. I initially experienced the portal, or as I used to call it, the dome, when I was participating in a relaxation and meditation class when I was only 25 years of age. I was shocked, or maybe a better word is surprised, when I first experienced the portal, because it came out of the blue and it was so different to anything I'd experienced before. I became frightened, and every time I felt the fear, the portal disappeared. Each time I relaxed and surrendered, the same experience of the portal returned. I didn't understand what was happening to me. I felt fear grip me as I moved up through the portal, not because I was uncomfortable, quite the opposite. It was the most beautiful, exquisite and fascinating thing I'd ever experienced or seen. But what would happen when I got to the end of the portal? Would I die? I only went to the meditation twice and had amazing experiences both times. And I did speak briefly to two swamis at the end of the second session about my experience. And all they said was how lucky I was because they'd been trying to achieve those experiences for years. And I never returned because I was overwhelmed by what had occurred. Some years later, I experienced the portal again when I was in a dangerous situation. The portal appeared all around me and everything was suddenly different. Inside the portal, a strange stillness took me over. Everything was slow, silent, calm and peaceful. It was as though something from above had come down and was surrounding me, supporting me and protecting me. The experience again was extraordinary. I had a knowing deep inside me that there was something amazing going on of which I had absolutely no understanding. I still pushed away from this experience and got on with my life. It wasn't until after I had a stress-related breakdown in 1992 and 1993, and I learned to meditate. And then in 1996, I learned breathwork. And then everything started to really open up inside me tremendously, to a point where I could no longer deny it. I still had no idea what it was that I was experiencing. All I knew was that these experiences were the most amazing experiences I'd ever had in my life. Something else was continually opening up within me. Something that was incredibly beautiful and felt more real than my ordinary daily experience. I mostly kept these experiences to myself because who on earth was going to believe me? And this is what clients say to me now when they have these experiences. Who would believe me? I was desperate to know what all this meant, and I started searching for answers. I was reading anything and everything I could get my hands on that I thought may lead me to answers. I was a sponge. I devoured personal development and spiritual books. It took me many years of dedicated meditation and breathwork and doing a bachelor degree in metaphysics before I finally found what I was looking for. It was 1999, and on this particular day I had an extremely strong urge to go to a bookshop called the TS Bookshop, the Theosophical Society. I've never been there before, so I looked up where it was and found that it was in the city. I thought to myself, this is crazy. I don't have time to be going into the city to find a bookshop. I had clients booked in the afternoon, but the feeling I was experiencing was so strong, like a magnet drawing me. I quickly drove into the city and found the TS Bookshop and climbed the old wooden staircase. I felt like I was in a trance as I entered the store. I walked around in a daze looking at hundreds of books, all staring back at me. I had no idea what I was supposed to be looking for. The pulling sensation was still very strong, so I just followed it, and as I walked past a particular section of books, I knew I had to stop. I faced the books in front of me. My eyes scanned the shelf and came to rest on a row of green spines. I picked a couple of the green books up and examined them. I didn't know which book I was supposed to buy, as there was quite a lot of them, which seemed to be part of a series. I decided to buy the first two books and see what they were like. I paid for the books and returned home. That night, as I sat in bed, I opened the first book and began reading the pages. It was like the book was speaking to me beyond the words, as though a master was speaking to my soul. There was a deep feeling of recognition, and I knew this was part of my destiny. There was a whole teaching on what I had experienced. I had finally found the confirmation and answers I'd been looking for. I had tears of joy running down my face as I spoke words of gratitude over and over, and I hugged and kissed the book I was holding. I could hardly believe what I was reading. I'd found it. What a wonderful gift. With awe, I slowly drank in every precious word. There is so much to say about the I Am portal and the sun presence that we are, and there are so many different names and descriptions for this. So I'm calling it the I Am portal for this article, for this series. I'll only be giving a brief overview here. However, I run programs on how to connect with your I Am presence and how to draw it into your life and to work with it to bring expansion, peace, love, power, wisdom and happiness into your life. On my website, breatheforlife.com.au, it's called the I Am series. And the first one is I Am Connected. We all have an access portal to the I Am presence within us, and it is magical beyond words. There are many levels within the portal,